Okay, so I'm gonna go over the trade I took today. Ended up being a break-even trade. So I believe I took a trade yesterday as well. So I had two break-even trades so far this week. And yeah, that's just kind of how this week's been. I don't know what else to say. Happy that we haven't lost any money, but also, by following my plan, we haven't lost any money. So just to start, you can see on the weekly we came into, there was a devil's mark on the weekly that we ended up drawing back into, and also obviously the gap up there that we drew back into. I mean, it's just painfully obvious when something like this happens that we're just overextended at that point and we're going to come back and fill it. It didn't have to be, I guess, the next week. It could have been a couple weeks down the line, but it was going to eventually get filled. It happened to be the very next week, and actually the very next day or two, right? It was still early in the week. You can see the same gap on the daily, and so what I was thinking here is, okay, I want to potentially long from this gap now that we've filled it and we're inside of a daily fair value gap as well. So I was looking for bullishness just because the daily and the weekly we were inside bullish PD arrays. And so what I did was, you can see on the 4 hour we hadn't taken. Actually, when I got in, we did. So we were trading inside of this 4 hour bearish fair value gap, but because of the fact that we pumped so heavy so quick, I was okay with taking a long. And the other reason I was okay with taking this long, and I'll show, is because of how quick I was able to break even. My break even wasn't that close to my entry, to be honest with you, but it was just it was a fair enough break even. Like, we should hit it. Even if we're gonna go lower, we should hit it, and that's what we did. This was a continuation setup after we pumped higher from the daily and weekly opening gap. And so if you go to the 5 minute, another thing I didn't really love about this trade, and why the only reason I took it was because I was able to break even at a reasonable area. But we did not. We opened a new 15 minute here when I entered, and we didn't trade into it or anything before I got an entry. So that being unfilled below was kind of iffy. I didn't love that. But we traded back into a 5 minute, and from there we got a nice 3 minute inversion, and I broke even once we took this high. And we were pumping pretty good with this candle for a second there, where, I mean, we got close enough where I was like, okay, we could see our TP getting hit here. But then we got that reaction, and hence why I broke even where I did. I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, that was the setup. It was a continuation model from a 5 minute fair value gap after we traded inside of higher time frame bullish PD arrays, being a daily fair value gap, a weekly new week opening gap. And yeah, that's what I was looking for. And now obviously the risk in this trade was, again, the fact that we had not tapped into this 15 minute yet, so that was unfilled underneath. We were inside of a 4 hour bearish fair value gap, which we clearly ended up respecting. So that was the risk in this trade, but I followed my model. I had reasons why I was going to enter, and so I entered. And that was the setup. So let me just quickly show. That's the week so far. Like I said, 2 break-even trades. That's the Express account. This is the Combine account. And here are the executions from today. In, out. And there you go.